It's the podcast from CommunicationsSteroids.com. My name is Tim Gonzo Gordon.
And I'm Roger Pike.
Roger, how you doing tonight?
Now, I'm hanging in pretty well. Thank you for asking.
But, this is kind of neat. This is new for you, for website promotion, podcasting.
It is.
I've had podcasts and websites for several years now. So this is kind of neat to welcome you to this whole internet world. The website launched about 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half officially.
Well, I have always wanted to get into the new media, and this was an excellent opportunity to do it with someone who's experienced and talented at it. That would be you.
Well, it's because I've had a great interest in it, and I just sort of absorb a lot of this stuff over the years. Now, you, of course, have a lot of experience in something that really applies here, and that you've got a radio background, you've got communication skills. You just have not applied that directly to an internet model.
Speech writing, media relations, yeah, all of that.
But this is kind of fun to see the website. I know you like the way it turned out, the way it looks, and
Love it.
We're getting you up to speed on how to make posts, and what our intent here really is to add a lot of content that relates to communication, which has to do with so many different things, whether it's corporate, whether it's a business, podcasting, whether it's public speaking. There's a lot. Media relations.
Well, the fact of the matter is so many people are getting into the new media. It is... Oh, gosh, the blogosphere, the podcastingosphere is...
He just made up a new word, ladies and gentlemen. Yay!
Welcome to the verbification of America.
The verbification. See, there's another one. Dang.
Only this would be the nounification, yeah. No, I mean, the whole idea of the new media has just exploded. I once heard that there were literally tens of thousands of blogs that exist.
Well, there's 75,000 every day that go on.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Roughly.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Maybe 76,412 today, but we're not sure.
The blogosphere and the podcasting environment is the new water cooler. It's the new town square, if you will. It's where people are getting together to exchange information and ideas, and by golly, I'm going to be a part of it.
It really is. We wanted to share with you on this podcast, we did an interview earlier today with a gentleman who is very up to speed on a lot of things to do with the Web 2.0, the blogosphere. He's got a number of books out, and if you check the show notes, you'll find links to his website, David Meerman Scott. And I asked him how come he used the name David Meerman Scott, and why his middle name along with his first and last name. He said, well, there's a lot of David Scotts out there. In fact, there was even a David Scott that walked on the moon. So,
well, this guy knows his stuff, and you know what I'm going to do at this point?
You're going to step aside.
I'm going to sit back and listen.
And I'm going to do the same. This is how the interview went.
Since you do a lot of public speaking at seminars and trade shows and conferences, I'm curious what kind of guidelines you have for folks that want to speak at those places but don't have the experience. Where can they start? What do they do?
I think that some of the first places to start are local and smaller venues, just to get your feet wet. I mean, just getting some experience at the local Rotary Club can help even. But when you're starting to think about being able to get on the podium at some of the conferences and events that you might be exhibiting at anyway, probably some of the more easy spots and less stressful spots too as well are going to be the panels, where there might be 4 or 5 or 6 people on a panel talking about a topic, and you can be a participant in that panel. The other thing that organizers love, and is a great way for people who are exhibiting a lot at shows to be able to get involved, is if you actually package up a panel for them.
Uh-huh.
And then often that means that you can act as the moderator. And I've helped people organize conferences before. It's really tough to bring together 30 or 40 or 50 people who are experts in topics to be able to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And often one of the biggest challenges of those people who are doing the organizing is to get those people together. So if with your industry contacts 4 or 5 people who would make up a terrific panel, maybe it's a panel of your customers. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And you're the moderator, and you serve that up to the organizers. They might say that's great, and then you're in your comfort zone and you're able to talk to them. But I always say that the most important thing is to never talk about your own products. Rather than that, be a thought leader, be somebody who understands the marketplace, understands what it is that the audience wants to receive, which is not a pitch for your products, by the way.
No, exactly.
And deliver that to them. And you get to know what people want, and after you've given a couple of presentations, your reputation starts to grow, and if you've already delivered a few, then you'll get more invitations to do so.
And when you're on these panels, I'm curious, you want to be yourself, obviously. You want
Sure.
to, but is there things you do to sort of stand out so that people remember you? Do you make controversial statements, or do you even think about that sort of thing?
When I do it, when I participate on a panel, I always try to remember that I'm an expert in whatever it is I'm sitting there on the panel on, and I can speak my own mind. Some people, I don't know whether they get nervous or whether they don't have the trust of their own ability, but they'll tend to talk sort of in cliches, or they'll remember something that someone told them as opposed to their own thoughts. So, again, I'm going to repeat it again just because I think it's so critically important. Don't just talk about your products. People don't expect a product pitch. But do be thoughtful and feel as though you have something to contribute. That's why you're up there. And be confident in the fact that people are eager to hear what you have to say. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the room. They'd be off at the trade show floor or at the concession stand or something.
Exactly, and it does take some preparation to do that, so you can't just fly into the thing cold.
No, you need to know, one thing I always do, I speak at a lot of conferences.
Right.
I probably speak at 25 or 30 conferences a year. Most of the time I'm a paid keynote speaker. So I'm the guy who goes at the very beginning or at the very end or something, or at lunchtime. But it took me literally hundreds of opportunities to speak on panels to get to the point where I am, where I'm delivering keynote speeches for lots of money. And I think that the first thing that I do, and I think I recommend this to anybody, is read cover to cover the conference papers. If they publish a conference book or a list of the agenda and the bios of the people who are attending, or if they have a website, most of them do, read those the website and really get a very clear understanding of the sort of topics and the tracks that are going on in that conference, so that you're able to speak intelligently and you can plan ahead and maybe do a little bit of research, so that you're able to be able to deliver content that people are going to be eager to consume. And there's nothing wrong with bringing notes. If you're on a panel, there's nothing wrong with bringing a couple of scribbled notes on a piece of paper, or even typing them out. Putting a Word document together. I've done this often, where I'll do a Word document, even if I'm a panelist. I'll do a Word document, 2 or 3 pages in really big font, like number 18 or 20 font. So there's only a few sentences on each page, but those are my reminders of some of the things that I want to say. And sometimes I don't even go back and say them, but it's kind of a nice way for me to have something I can go back to if I need it.
Kind of a hook if you need it,
yeah.
to go back and hang yourself with.
So definitely a lot of good information there. And go check out David's website, and he's got a free download of an e-book that he put out about 18 months ago that is one of the most downloaded e-books of the last couple of years. 250,000 folks have downloaded his ebook, the new rules of the new PR rules, whatever it is.
Exactly,
it's there.
Yeah. Well, and I had a takeaway of my own, and I guess it's a takeaway. What I like best about the interview is that he gave some advice that I've been giving to new speakers for a very long time, and that is, once you have a speech that you're happy with, or something that you think that you can use, do what we call campaign it.
Yep.
And that's take it someplace and let an unbiased audience hear it. And he was more or less telling you to campaign your presentation when he said, go to the Rotary Club. And boy, it works. It works.
It really does. You get better at it on those smaller venues that really don't matter if you make mistakes and things like that. That's where you get better. We talk about a lot that on the Communication Steroids, some of the audio training series that we do. So
we sure do.
Good stuff. Anyway, Roger, we'll see you next podcast, whenever that may be. It's actually every week.
And once a week.
And we're going to just make that happen. That is not only the goal, it is our destiny.
It's written in stone. Thanks a lot.